Smooth R&B filled the room as Paula pulled a bottle of red wine from her vast collection. One of the many perks of being the daughter of one of the most traveled men in the world was that he loved to bring home lots and lots of gifts. Even when she was a child, it was always like Christmas whenever Polly returned home. Whether he went 2 states over or halfway across the globe, Polly never came back empty-handed. When she was a kid, the gifts mainly consisted of toys and Polaroids, lots and lots of them. But as she got older, the Polaroids stayed, but the toys became bottles of wine. From the south of France to some small town in the middle of nowhere, Kansas, Paula had wine from all over the world. Looking over her collection, she searched for the perfect bottle, but there were so many to choose from. Shit, she should have had her father pick out the bottle before he left. Though she loved to drink, she wasn't as hip as what wine went with what dish like he was. Pulling out her phone, she was about to FaceTime him when a knock came at the door. Slipping her phone into her back pocket, she checked the time, 7 o'clock sharp. Jesus, did the woman need to be so timely? Ditching her phone on the counter, Paula made her way to the door. Jesus, Paula said as she opened the door to reveal the stunning woman behind it. Dani wore a simple pair of skin-tight jeans and a light blue shirt that left a generous amount of cleavage on display. Before Paula could even process her own actions, she took the other woman by the hand, pulling her into the house. The door slammed shut as Paula covered Dani's mouth with her own. Dani reacted instantly, ditching the pie she'd been holding on the small table at the entrance before snaking her arms around Paula's waist. Holding Dani close, Paula placed a hand in Dani's silky smooth hair, their tongues dancing together. The world came to a halt as the women kissed one another like they had all the time in the world. Then, when Paula's lips found Dani's neck, Dani looked up to the ceiling, praying for strength and sanity. Maybe we should have dinner before dessert. Dani laughed, slowly pulling away from the other woman. Paula laughed, a little blush creeping up her neck. My bad, she said sheepishly. Paula laughed and gave the other woman one last peck before grabbing the pie and taking Dani's hand in hers. As they made their way through the foyer, the women stopped at a small table decorated with photos of the Levine family. Most of the photos consisted of Paula and the few friends that she had, but there were also some photos of her with her aunts, uncles, and cousins on both her mother and father's sides of the family. Pulling Dani into the kitchen, Paula put the finishing touches on dinner as they talked about what they'd been up to since the last time they'd seen each other. This was the part of dating Paula didn't enjoy. In her line of work, the question, "Hey babe, how was your day?" wasn't one that she could answer, at least not honestly anyways. And with things being in the infancy of her relationship with Dani, Paula most certainly wasn't going to bare her soul to the other woman. But Atlas they managed. As they set the table, the women talked about their love for their fathers. They both seemed to be daddy's girls, which Paula found quite amusing. Then, as the evening progressed, the women found themselves on the couch, their second bottle of wine open and waiting on the coffee table. Shit, it's getting late, Dani said as she looked at the clock hanging on the wall. The women had had quite a bit to drink, and Paula wasn't ready to end the night. Stay, Paula pleaded, giving Dani her best puppy dog eyes. Dani closed her eyes and bit her bottom lip. After a moment of thinking, she opened them and leaned into the other woman. Paula happily leaned in as well, their lips meeting in a fiery kiss. But before things could get too heated, Dani pulled back, resting her forehead against Paula's. I have to pee, Dani said. Paula gave a light okay, before pecking Dani one last time. Then, rising up from the couch, Paula led the woman to the bathroom before making her way back to the couch to wait. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and maybe send it to a friend or two. If this is your first time watching a video from the Royal Blue Network, maybe stick around and check out another. And when you decide you love these audio stories, then subscribe and hit that bell notification so that you never miss an upload. In the meantime, while you wait for the next installment in this series, visit the royalbluenetwork.lgbt, where you can read this series and others.